Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Wendy's Kooky Crochet Tutorial. In this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my best sellers this year for last year now, I guess, for 2024 on Etsy. So here is my Etsy right here. It's my shop, my wonderful wares, and as you can see, I have a nice banner there. But my best sellers, so this almost every year, this hood is always pretty much one of my best sellers. And I have sewed quite a few of them. This hood, the pattern's by the Twisted Hatter. So what I do when I list is I make sure, so some tips for you for Etsy. So I make sure that I have really great photos. It's always good too to have some videos, but I always have some really great photos. And I have photos close up of what the eyes actually look like. I have a close up of what the back looks like. So I have really nice detailed photos. And a video is always good to have too. And then of course reviews. You want to make sure that you get really great reviews from anybody who is buying your product. And here, one thing I definitely do with my Etsy is I definitely put in the details when I put like the size, and I put the size that the model's head is, so someone can say if they need larger or not, or what they need. And then also I put who the pattern's by. So this pattern's by the Twisted Hatter, and I link it down here. So let me go back to my Etsy. So that's my best seller. After that, my next bestseller, I probably want to say, is the Twisted Bunny here. That one sells really great throughout the year. This year was a little bit different. This year, my next bestseller was actually the Twisted Toothy Terror, because everybody seems to be into Beetlejuice this year because of the movie coming out. So this was definitely, I sold some of the outfits, so some of the dress, and I sold, of course, several of the hoods. Honestly, I couldn't make the hoods fast enough before they would sell out. So, and really, this hood's so complicated to make that it's I really probably only made 3 this year, but if I could have made them more and faster, I would have actually sold as many as I could have made. And again, this hood is by the Twisted Hatter. So pretty much all these hoods are going to be by the Twisted Hatter. Now the Sam, the Trick or Treat hood, I sold a few of those this year. I always sell a few of the Aviator hoods, again, by the Twisted Hatter. The Dragon hood, I sell quite a few of also, again, throughout the year. And also the Pink Alien, I sell throughout the year, several of those, both of those Twisted Hatter. And then the Carnivorous Plant hood, I sold several of those this year also. And this one's another one that usually I sell out of it pretty quick after I list it. What I try to do most of the time is I try to have them made before I list them for sale. That way I'm not in like a huge amount of pressure to get it done. But of course you can't do that with everything. So this year I sold one of the coats. The coats aren't a big seller, but they're beautiful when they come out, and I absolutely adore making them. Now the coat pattern, the hat is by the Twisted Hatter, but the actual coat itself is a Surge Dream Coat by Crochetverse. I sell usually a few of the sorting hats a year, so I do a few of those. This one is a little bit hard also, so I usually make it and then I'll put it for sale, and I will only make a couple of these a year at the most. Now the other one, I want to say, the other thing that I sell quite a bit of is the dress here. So around Halloween I sell quite a few of the dresses. And again, that's a custom made, obviously, to fit whoever's size. And I will also say in the description, I'll have the hood pattern, a link to that. And then the dress pattern is from Christy DK. So I always link to everything that, that I can link to when it comes to the patterns. Now there is another one that I sewed quite a few of around Christmas this year, and I must not have it listed right now, and that is the Mrs. Claus. It's like a little bonnet, and it's super cute. It's from Crochetverse if you want to look it up. But I sewed quite a few of those right around Christmas this year. And really that's mostly what I sewed. I only sewed one this whole last year, whole 2024. I only sewed one of the skeleton hoods, which I was a little bit surprised about, but several people do make it, so that may be why I only sewed one of those. And the costumes are what really sells the best for me. I really don't sell like a lot of the, I have some other stuff for sale, but on Etsy, a lot of things just like beanies and that kinds of stuff really don't sell well, because I think it's because the market is just so oversaturated. There's so many people selling that kinds of stuff that it really is an oversaturated market. Now, shawls and different kinds of clothes and purses, I do have that kinds of stuff. So I only have one shawl made right now that I'm selling on Etsy. And I have the gnomes. So the gnomes sell in person really well. So if I'm going to a craft fair, the gnomes sell really well. But on Etsy, I've never sold a gnome on Etsy. And then the purses, so I have quite a few. These are the only purses I have left right now made, because I did a Christmas market. So the purses sell really, really well in person, but again, it's not something that sells well on Etsy. And same thing with like the boho top or something like that. Again, it's just not something that sells well on Etsy, for me anyway. For somebody else, maybe it does, but for me, it does not sell well on Etsy. So, oh, there it is. Look, the Mrs. Claus popped up now from Crochetverse. Wow, look at that. So this one sells really well around Christmas for me. I sewed a few of them around Christmas, and it's such a cute pattern. I absolutely love this pattern. I even made a strawberry shortcake one out of it, and a little bonnet strawberry shortcake, like the one from when I was a kid. And guys, that's really, as far as Etsy goes, I've been selling on Etsy since 2020. I've been crocheting my whole life, but I've been selling on Etsy since 2020. And I've built my shop up really well. I've got loads of sales. So I've got over 1,000 sales on Etsy. And what really sells good for me is this kinds of stuff. Beanies, that kind of stuff does not sell well. And with Etsy too, I think it's really important that you need to make sure you have your star seller stuff good, and that you have your good reviews, that you have great customer service. You have to answer people really right away. People aren't patient, so you have to answer people right away when they have questions. And you have to keep, if you're making like a custom order, like let's say this coat, for instance, you have to keep people abreast, whoever orders it, abreast of what you're doing, how your progress is going, all of that kind of stuff, so they have confidence in you. And then other things that I like to do is sometimes I put little stickers in there. I always put a card in there. Like I have my card that has like pictures on it of other things that I sell and my business name. And then I always put a thank you note, because it's really important that people know that, one, that you are a small business that they are buying from, and they're really helping you out by purchasing from you. A lot of Etsy now has gotten just so oversaturated with items, and some people, a lot of things are drop shipped now with Etsy, and it's not just all handmade sellers anymore or vintage items anymore. So there's a lot to compete with Etsy. So I think that I may try to get away from Etsy just a little bit. I'm thinking about doing my own website. I'm not 100% for sure about it yet. If you guys have any experience with it, I would love to hear what experience you have with doing your own website, and what does well for you, and what website you use for, and if you're happy with it. Another thing that bothers me, that I'm a little bit afraid of with Etsy anyway, is that Etsy can shut down your shop at any time. So that's really difficult. So if this is where you're getting most of your money from, all your traffic from, and they can just shut you down whenever they want to, that's scary. Very scary, actually. Etsy does have a ton of traffic, though. That is one thing that I will say. Etsy has a ton of traffic, so I probably won't get completely away from Etsy, not for this year anyway. Now, if I do my website this year, which is what I plan on doing, so if I do that this year and I promote it on TikTok, if TikTok's still around in the United States, and in my Instagram and all my socials, so if I promote it on my socials, hopefully I will get people switched over to my website instead of Etsy. Another one that sells well this year, I don't think I clicked on that one for you guys. So the dragon sells very well for me also. And the pink alien sells pretty good for me also. Now, excuse me, guys. So if you guys have any questions or anything for me, just let me know. I love to help everybody out. And that's it. Yo, bro. No, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. Let me know if you'd like to see more of these kinds of videos too, not just me making stuff, but if you'd like to see more of what sells best for me at maybe at the craft fairs that I do, or maybe what sells worse, what I really don't sell at that kinds of stuff, or other ideas that you have. So if you have any ideas for me, I would absolutely love to hear them. If you like this video, yeah, like it, subscribe to my channel, and happy hooking, everybody.